Hear me.
Well, you should be able to hear
Hello,
you.
we are live right now in Berkeley, California, an extraordinary event happening. There is a campaign going on. Check this out. The campaign is to ban factory farms in Berkeley. And so hundreds of people have gathered here on the UC Berkeley campus. I am right in front of the library right now. And basically, what we are doing is just showing you this direct action everywhere campaign. And the campaign is to ban factory farms in Berkeley. If it passes in Berkeley, it can grow and they can do a similar campaign in a more rural area where there are more factory farms. This is, in a sense, a test case. So I'm going to just
Which can combine over 1,200 horses. There have been 75 deaths.
All right, so we're hearing them talk about some of the issues that they would be discussing with voters as they go out, but they haven't gone out yet. Okay, so far they're just doing trainings right here. So we're bringing this to you because it's just happening now. We did not know that this was going to be happening. So let's just check it out right this second. We've also got a roving contributor out there. And let's see, Michelle, what's going on?
We are doing a direct action everywhere. We're covering it action, and hundreds of people have gathered today to get signatures to get ban factory farms on the ballot. Now they have to raise 3,000 signatures, and we're going around here and they're getting their instructions. So come on down here, Nick.
Or the station's gonna kick the door knocker's ass. Okay, so I need everybody to be really quiet. Last instructions, okay? So we're all gonna listen. Just a few reminders. We're almost ready to go. So again, the front page has a lot of frequently asked questions. I know it's hard to read because I wrote in Sharpie over them, but do your best. There's a lot of information on there. Text me if something really weird happens or anything like that. I'm going to be stationed here the whole time. But once you're out and collecting, try to move that instruction document somewhere else or at the bottom of your packet. Text unless it's urgent. If for some reason the police are talking to you, I can't imagine why they would. Shouldn't happen. But you can call me if it's an emergency. Otherwise, text. It will help to not have a bunch of people at the same time. The goal is 30 signatures as a unit. Some places are going to be a lot easier than others. So if you're like outside Trader Joe's or Whole Foods, try to get more than 30. If you're at like a place that doesn't have that many or you're door knocking, 30 is a big stretch. So totally not a failure if you don't get 30 signatures, okay? This is a complete experiment for all of us. We're doing the best we can, and I'm just excited to see how this goes. Before you leave, so the location of where you're starting or stationed is on the front, the address. Before you leave, go load up on snacks, because we are not coming back here until 2:30. So in your head, think about, it's going to take some time to get where you're going and then come back. But the goal is for everybody to come back here at 2:30. We're going to have lunch. We're going to debrief. We're going to collect all the packets and everything like that. But you're going to want some snacks and some water. There's also sunscreen on the table if anybody needs that. If you are at a station, hold on, we're not moving yet because I want everybody to listen. If you're at a station and you think that it might be difficult for you to stand for like 3.5 hours, feel free to grab a chair and take it with you so you can go sit at the station. Hopefully you have a car. Bring the chair back, but we'll reserve those chairs for people who feel like they need it. And yeah, I think it's going to be fun. You're going to run into a lot of people, take photos, take videos, do whatever, have fun with it. We're on a mission, but it should be fun. And if anybody has any last minute questions, you can come up to me. Otherwise, you are officially free to go. And we're going to see everybody back here at 2:30 p.m. I have no idea what's going to happen. So thank you all so much for being part of this experiment with us. It's going to be great.
Woo! All right. Well, you heard it there live. We did not know what was going to happen here today. We just showed up and it got muted. We did not know what was happening. We just went live because this is something that is just happening now. And we had no idea what they were going to do. So you heard it as we heard it. And we just scrambled to put it up so that people could find out. And again, this is very, very significant because if they get 3,000 signatures and they've got everybody in various teams, they just broken it down that if each team gets 30 signatures, they have enough teams that they would have 3,000 signatures if each team gets 30 signatures. So I think it's very, very likely or a good possibility that they will get their 3,000 signatures. And certainly they probably don't have to get them today. They could also do a continuation of the effort. And once again, what they're trying to do is ban factory farms in Berkeley, California, one of the most progressive communities in the United States and the world. So if they, this is a place where people are aware of issues, far more likely to be aware of issues than, let's say, in another municipality or in a very rural area. And they're also more likely to be sympathetic to this issue of banning factory farms. And so if it passes here, it's kind of a test case, then they can take this show on the road and try to pass a ban on factory farms in other communities around the United States. So this is what they're aiming for. And you can see that there are just hundreds of people here as part of the Direct Action Everywhere convergence. This convergence occurred here in Berkeley, California. It's in the middle of it over the last 5 days. And essentially, they are doing what they can to create systemic change. Like every aspect of the animal rights and vegan movement covers a slightly different spoke in the wheel, as it were. And some people go for diet change. Here's a great vegan restaurant. Here's a great recipe. And others try to create systemic change, which means talking to corporations, confronting government agencies, doing ballot measures. And that's really more in Direct Action Everywhere's wheelhouse. They are looking for systemic change. That's something that they try to do. And so this is a very creative campaign, no more factory farms. And they are all wearing T-shirts that say no more factory farms, and most of them anyway. and they're going to go out and collect those signatures. So you're seeing it as it happens. And yes, it was a little bumpy there, but we got it on the air, and that's our goal. As we they're doing an experiment, and so are we. It's to do these sorts of here she is. This is Elmira talking about it.
Try to get as many signatures as possible to get a factory farm ban on the ballot here in Berkeley so that the people can vote on it.
So here we can just show you a little bit of some of the folks who are getting ready to go out, and you can see that they're all getting ready to go out in teams. They're going to be going out in teams, which I think is a very smart way of doing it. So if there's one person who is very quiet, the other person can talk. If there's one person who's good at collecting signatures, hey, are you excited about this?
Very, and I'm with a talker, so I'm a non-talker.
So you're a non-talker and you're going to be with a talker.
Yes, I'm very excited about that part.
Okay, excellent, excellent. All right, and so let's talk to a couple of other people who are going to go. Are you excited about collecting signatures?
Absolutely.
So-
We're going to be collecting some good signatures for a good cause.
And where are you going? Which area?
We're going to be going to San Pablo, REI area.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So everybody's got sort of a different area.
That's right.
Yeah. And so some people are going to be outside supermarkets. Thank you so much.
No problem.
Some people are going to be outside supermarkets. Some people are going to be, maybe on campus. And obviously they have to make sure the people they're collecting signatures from live in the city of Berkeley.
Right, get those snacks and get hitting the streets.
Okay. So they're
Let's do this.
sending everybody
Coming back
out
here
there.
at 2:30.
Coming back at 2:30. All right, we're going to sign off. Well, before we sign off, I think we should maybe talk to somebody about the significance of this. So, hey, Elmira, do you have a sec? Yeah, 1 second. Okay, Elmira Tanner, who is the lead organizer for Direct Action Everywhere. Wow. Well, we just were so inspired by this. We decided to go live. Just tell us in a nutshell, what is this campaign?
Yeah, so ballot initiatives are a really incredible opportunity for people to get something radical on the ballot when our legislators fail to act. If people don't know, last year in 2022, we tried to get a factory farm moratorium on the statewide as a legislation, and we got it introduced. That was really exciting, and it got killed by the Agriculture Committee before it even got a single vote. And that's when we realized that the legislators are corrupted. They're not going to take a stand, and we need to take it into our own hands. And we don't have $10 million, so we are not doing a ballot measure in the state of California yet. But we're going to start here in Berkeley. We have plans to do another really radical area soon in a few months. And this is a kind of like the test run of how this is going to go, where we can collect 3,000 signatures and then get it on the ballot for the people of Berkeley to vote to ban factory farms in Berkeley. And if people are wondering, are there factory farms in Berkeley? Well, actually, yes, there's one, but also it is a symbolic act where we can say that this is now, it's been done, and that makes it so much more likely that other people will do it, just like the fur ban. It started in West Hollywood and Berkeley. Berkeley was selling no fur when we banned fur in Berkeley, and yet it set off this cascade that led to the state of California banning it within 2 years. And so I'm really excited about this campaign, and I think it's an incredible opportunity for people to really do something directly. Like every single person here is going to have a direct impact on making this happen, which I think is sometimes not always felt in protests. So a new tactic to try, and I'm curious to see how it goes.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Elmira Tanner. All right. Well, you heard it there from the lead organizer, who is really incredibly organized, as lead organizers often are. We'll see how this goes. We'll see if they get their 3,000. But I honestly think there's a very good chance, because of the organization of this, the number of people, and the fact that they broke it down into teams. Each team gets 30. And then they say they will have it. Now, one of the things that I have to say, having done petition drives myself, is that you have to have far more than the actual amount. You have to have at least 25% more, because a lot of them get disqualified. So that's a factor that you have to consider. And they usually build that into the campaigns, the disqualification factor. People say they're registered. It turns out they're not registered, blah, blah, blah. So we're going to stay on top of this. You're going to see everybody go off here. We're watching people disperse. They're heading out toward their various points where they're going to they're so organized. They have coffee, they have snacks for everybody. People are loading up, and then they're going to take off and do their ballot collection. So signing off for now. We'll let you know how it goes. Download the Unchained TV app.